Hey, what is up guys, and welcome back to another video. As some of you guys know, I've finally returned to league racing and it's time for the 6th round of the British Racing Series. As you can see in the standings, Aston Martin is 6th with 44 points, and that is the team that I'm reserving for tonight. If you do end up enjoying this type of content, then please make sure to like and subscribe. My team will be back tomorrow, but let's get on with this video. This night is a sprint weekend, so it should be a hyper fun. First race here is till the end on the soft. And the next race is in wet conditions, but it is lights out and away we go. It's a very nice start for us. I really love the fact that they made no traction control that much easier on the starts, but into turn one we get forced off. That is the nature of Portugal. As you can hear me say, I say that is not okay. I don't think that is okay. You're gonna hear me occasionally pop in here and there because this is all streamed on Twitch. If you do want to check in on the Twitch streams, it's every Saturday on 7 p.m. UK. Come in here as we're going 3 wide into the braking zone here, and Raging Rhino seems to be ghosted, but that is us up into P7 from P11. It's a mega start. Qualifying was not ideal, but you can see Kane here ahead of us. He's struggling ever so slightly. We have really good pace here, as you're gonna see that we're all going down. It's a massive snap of oversteer. Keep an eye on these two Alpha Tauris. We're going down into turn 5 and they're going to make contact. I think Trev just spun around, but that is Kane and then Fuzzle making contact, and that is us up into P6. It's a mega start for us, really good. But you're gonna see, make sure that you keep an eye on Kane here. Remember that name, because later in the race we will try to get ahead of him, and yes, we will. On to lap 4. Will we be able to make the move? I don't think so. We're not quite close enough. But into the braking zone, very slow there. I almost got brake checked, but he is going to go kind of wide here. We're going to take the opportunity. Maybe we get it. No, we don't. But now into the next straight, out of turn 4 onto turn 5 with the DRS on. We're not going to send it, but we're going to fake the dive bomb, because that is usually a really good strategy. You can scare someone, and we're going really well now here out of turn 6 through 7. But we're going to get the move done here. Will we? We have DRS on here, and I remember specifically lap 4. There was a very good chance for us to get ahead of him, because I
crash. I feel it.
As you can hear me say, I really think those guys are going to crash ahead. They're way too close. It's too bunched up. But you see the red light flashing for Kane. He goes wide, and then he gets a snap of oversteer or something. It was a very weird moment, but he does let me by. So I'm guessing that's fine. I did not report it because it's just not worth it. But here we are into lap 8 then. Make sure that you also remember that EJ name, because we have a really good fight here. It's a lot of strategic game now, because even though if we might overtake him on a straight with DRS, it doesn't really mean that we're faster than him without DRS. And lap 9, lap 10, we just stay with him. And now with ERS and DRS, we're going to go for it. Full throttle down the straight into turn 1. We go for the inside lane into turn 1. We get that position of EJ into turn 2. And now into turn 3, EJ's going to send it down inside. Kind of pushes us wide. So I think, well, if you can push me wide, then I'm going to push you wide. Which is exactly what I do out of turn 4. And he gets a pretty bad run. He also gets a penalty, which is going to open up the doors. We're fighting so hard. It's a really good opportunity, even going to neutral here. So I park it on the exit, make an error. EJ did not report it, but then you see there Trev is already, we're all of us within 3/10 of each other. But will Trev go for the move? I am pretty sure that he will later on this lap. I don't entirely remember. Yes, exactly, here he will. If we quickly look behind us, which I don't, but you can see at the top left corner that he did. And it's a very nice race.
Yes, man. Oh, man, that feels good. This is why I do league racing, man.
Driver of the day as well. To be honest, it's such a nice feeling. As I said, races like these is exactly why I do league racing, despite the bad races. Sometimes it's just such a nice feeling coming out ahead in a tough battle. And in my opinion, within 11 laps, going from P11 to P4 is very, very solid. But in situations like these, you've got to remember that the big points are in the next race. And to be completely honest, that worried me, because the next race will be in intermediate conditions the entire race. And since this is my absolute first online race on F123, and I haven't done a single lap of practice on the wet weather, it worried me. We've got some solid drivers here in BRS, and they're all ready to capitalize when someone makes an error.
Last time to rest my feet. Slightly push them off. I think that's fine.
But here we are. 5 lights are on for the full race, and they stay on for a while, and it's lights out, and away we go again. It's so much easier with no traction control to get off the line. And we get a pretty good start. As long as no one's overtaking me behind, I think it's a good start. We don't make contact with anyone. Trev is to our left. He's really fast, and we get a warning for collision. We go super wide, but guess what? Trev goes even wider, and he spins around. So our only real threat
he spun.
has already spun, and honestly, nothing happened from there. And you can see that gap to Slender just slowly rising, but the same to Fuzzle ahead of us. So I mean, we're not doing that good, but we're not doing horribly as well. For my first race in the wet for a while, I think P4 right now is pretty good. You can see that Fuzzle got a penalty, but we're doing pretty well. But unfortunately, disaster strikes on lap 5.
Shit. Oh, that is not bad. That is not good. For me, that is absolutely horrid. Because please don't become a full. Oh, no, man. Should I pit? I can pit if I want to.
And we did in fact end up pitting. It was the best choice for us. Pitting then, it's an optimal turn in, good pit stop, great reaction on the clutch. Getting ready then, safety car in on lap 8.
Someone just crashed into me from behind.
As you can hear me say, someone just crashed into me from behind. We did not get damaged, as you can see, Fuzzle lagging to our left.
Hell?
And I get kind of surprised, but here we go then.
Right?
I'm asking chat if they saw it as well. So, but we won't get a lot of racing, unfortunately. As you can see, just a few seconds after this, coins for tires, and it is another safety car just coming up just about now. And yeah, this is very unfortunate for us, but at the same time, it's a few more laps that we aren't going full speed on these fresh tires. Just maybe hinting if we can take them to the end. But here we go then, again, on lap 11, turning into lap 12. Can we get the move on Fuzzle? Unfortunately, we can't. We're running way too high downforce. Because wet races, I just can't drive on low downforce. I have absolutely no grip. And just look at that snap of oversteer. Unfortunately, a very big snap. You just shouldn't be using ERS on such a turn, especially in the wet. It's just my fault. So we're losing that out and trying to defend them from Slender. Fortunately, he's not quite close enough to us, but we are also going to get a penalty, which is just adding on the bad things. It's stacking up. I feel kind of dumb after that, but here we go then into turn 5. You're going to see that the guys around us are actually going to smash into us. Yeah, it's pretty dumb in my opinion, but you know, I've got a problem there where I just have to brake so early or I'm gonna fly up into the distance, and it's gonna happen again. Unfortunately, we have another safety car. That is safety car number 3 if I'm right. So I mean, it's a problem in BRS that there's just a lot of dirty drivers, which is such a dumb issue as well. It's so easy to solve. Just need to get rid of all the dirty drivers. As you can see, Blue Monkey pits for mediums. So it has to be a mistake, and some glitch happens here. So I go to check on chat, cut back, and I've lost 2 positions. So what I end up doing is that I overtake them. I am going to appeal the penalty. Just honestly, just hoping that it's going to get removed. It's optimistic, but I'm pretty sure I have to trust in our stewards that they're going to get it removed. If not, then that's just my fault. Their choice is always the last. We should respect the stewards. But on lap 22 then, it's time to go as someone ahead of us pits. I believe it's Fuzzle. And here we go then. We're in P4 with 8 seconds of time penalties. You can see Blue Monkey. We drop back because I know it's going to be carnage. And indeed it is. We might get the chance to jump Trev, but we decide not to. It's just too risky. He goes super wide. And in all of these turns, because we're all running on dry setups, because of the sprint, it would be too big, the sprint loss. So, yeah, I have to defend for EJ now. And as long as you get in the inside, it's fine. He might get the switch back on us, but it's just not close enough. We see another retirement. I go super wide, but it's fine because I'm still in the defensive for EJ. And now out of turn 4, on the line down to turn 5. We're going to see that EJ is exceptionally close. We give the room on the outside lane. He kind of crashes into us. We have to make a small adjustment. This time, not going into neutral when defending for EJ. And we managed to get ahead of, on top of him. I've actually very surprised with how well I was able to defend from some of these guys. I was really well saving my ERS, which was allowing me to defend from these guys who are clearly a lot faster than me. So it's a pleasant surprise. I know it's in the wet, so it's always difficult, but yeah, you can see here that, I mean, we're struggling. And again, into this braking zone, we have to brake so early, and look at Nick just going around us, almost getting that move around the outside. And you're going to see that it's going to happen now again onto lap 28. He almost gets to move on the outside. He goes too wide though, unfortunately for him. But he gets a very good exit with that longer line. Unfortunately for us, we still managed to stay ahead of him. But now, onto lap 29, we are getting ahead of a back marker, but at the same time defending from Nick. It's 3 wide. I think he just makes some contact with the back marker, which is weird. They should be ghosted, but didn't happen now. But onto lap 29, it is another safety car. You're going to see quite a weird thing happening here as we are slowing down for the Delta. And Nick behind us just...
Oh my god! What is he doing?
Just completely smashed into us. I did have a talk with him after he said that he was not paying attention. I also apologize. I should not be slowing down in the middle of the straight. It is just as much as my fault as his. I'm ready to take that. I did not report it because, again, it's just as much my fault as his. But then on to lap 39. Now we have underbody damage, and defending this P3 is going to be very, very tough because we're going to be slower on basically every way possible. Less downforce, and we're going to be slower on the straights as well. But we have a full battery, which is pretty good. Raging Rhino is going to send it up the inside here, which is, yeah, it's quite the optimistic move. I was very unhappy with that. I might end up reporting that. It might work out well for us, but at the moment I haven't. I might do that later today, but we're defending here, and you're going to see that we just have to defend on every way possible because it is on lap 32. The next straight is going to be his best chance to get ahead of us, especially when we're slower with this damage. So yeah, it's a really sticky situation with us, but we do have 95% ERS. We're just gonna have to do our best. But you're going to see here that he already has that inside lane, and I take my normal racing line and I just go super wide. Then I use some ERS, and yeah, it's tough.
Bullshit, man. I had nowhere to go. That has to be removed.
I'm going, as you can hear me say, that has to be removed. I'm going to report that penalty as well, because again, I don't think that penalty should stay. It's as simple as that. I had nowhere to go. So he was there. If I would have turned in, it would have been a huge crash, but he just sweeps around our outside.
This just ruined my race, man. I hate the fact that so many clueless idiots race in this league. Pissing me off.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, this league has a problem with dirty drivers. We finish in P4. We lose it out there as well.
Tough
but
race.
We're reporting that penalty.
Let me get back on the stream so I can read the chat. Tough race. Tough.
Yeah, but yeah, that's the end of our first race in F1 23 on league racing. As you can hear me say, I will report that penalty. I will report the track limits penalty and that 5-second penalty. Hopefully that'll get removed. Additionally, I might go ahead and report Raging Rhino for that very optimistic send, which almost spun me around, and that could maybe give us that position, but we're all going to see. I'm going to update that down in the comments, and meanwhile you're there, you can still make sure to like and subscribe. But that is it for my first league race on F1 23. Thanks for watching, and I'll see ya in the next one.